Welcome to another lesson in math. We're looking at a question from paper 1, and from the paper that came on 7th July 2016. So this was under GCE, and this is a question on like terms, okay, like and unlike terms, that is algebraic terms, and also on indices. Okay, if you would like more lessons like this one, feel free to contact us on the numbers highlighted in green. Okay, let us go on to the question. Okay, so the first one, this is question number 2a. It says simplify 2m minus 4n minus 3 open bracket 3n minus m close bracket. Okay, so if you notice, this is a question on algebraic expressions. Okay, or now on algebra. Okay, we are simplifying, so there are two things in mind: how to expand and also laws of BODMAS. Okay, so you've copied the question there. Okay, and remember for question 1, they give you this space for you to work out. Okay, to work out the solution. So feel free to use this space. If you can be orderly in your working out, even the better, though it's not strict for you to be to show your working. But actually in paper 1, this is where you show your working. Not strict. You can skip a few steps, but write it down. It also helps the marker. But the marker is more interested in the final answer. Okay, here than how you arrive at it. You may use different methods, but how you arrive at you should always be mindful to arrive at the correct answer, because that's what will be marked here. Yeah, but you're working, you should do it from here. There's no other paper provided, no extra plain paper provided to do your working. Okay, so we copied the question, and so BODMAS says that we should first start with the brackets. Okay, that's BODMAS brackets. We start with the brackets first. So we start by expanding this. Okay, expanding is the opposite of factorization. So this 3 is like it has been factorized. So we need to expand it back and multiply everything inside by the 3. Now you should be mindful of this. In algebra, we call this a term. Okay, so terms are separated by minus or plus. Okay, terms are separated by a minus or a plus. Not multiplication and division, those don't separate terms. So for example, the 2 is the coefficient of the m, meaning originally we multiplied 2 and m, 2 times m to get 2m. So 4 times m we got 4m. Okay, 3 times m we got 3m. That's what was happening. But these make what we call terms. So a term, 4 terms are separated by plus or minus in an algebraic expression or equation. Okay, so these are terms. And for you to add and subtract terms, they have to be like terms. Okay, so we do the first step. First, we expand the brackets. And for us to expand, we have to multiply this 3 together with its sign. Remember that these operation signs, minus and plus, they also function as the signs for the term that is on the right side. Okay, so this minus is the sign for the 4n. This minus is the sign for the 3. This minus is the sign for the m. And when you are expanding, the term or the minus that is outside, the number of the number you are multiplying by, which is outside the brackets here. If it's a negative, okay, a negative will change all the signs inside there when you're expanding, when you're opening the bracket. The negative will change the signs inside, but a positive does not change the signs, they will remain the same. So since it's a negative, it will be negative times positive. Remember the 3 here, 3n is positive, since there's nothing written there, means it's positive. The same as the 2m, it's a positive there. So if we multiply negative 3 times 3, it will be negative 9. Okay, negative 9n there. Then negative 3 times negative m, it will be positive. So the signs have changed, positive 3m. Okay, then the next step from here is to collect like terms. There's an m and an m, n and n. So collect the like terms, and we're not crossing the equal sign. Okay, this was not an equation. where there is no crossing of the equal sign. So the signs maintain. Just stick them together with their sign. And we said the sign for each term is the one that comes immediately before the term. So this operation sign, the plus here is for the 3m, the minus there is for the n, the 9n, then the minus there is for the 4n. The 2m is positive in front there. We have not written anything, so it's positive. So we take this positive 3m and bring it next to the 2m, since they are like term, and we get the negative 4n and the negative 9n. Also, we put them together there. So you're showing everything together. Don't do one part alone and the other part alone. No, just keep on copying everything and put them together. Okay, so 2m plus 3m. This gives you 5m, then negative 4n minus 9n. So the rule is, if the signs are the same, add and put the common sign. Just like we did for the 2 and the 3, the signs are the same, positive, positive, we added them, and we put positive. Okay, we don't show anything there, it means it's positive. These also add them the same way. 4 plus 9 is 13. Common sign is negative, so you put the negative there. So negative 13n. Okay. For algebra, I'd like you to think about maybe bananas when you're thinking about the letters. Whatever you can do to the bananas, if there are 4 bananas plus 9 bananas, you get 13 bananas. That's what it simply means. So n just represents a number that we may not know. It's a variable. Okay, so just think about it as if maybe say we're talking about sweets. 4 sweets plus 9 sweets, it's 13 sweets. Something like that. So that's how we work out the math. Okay, and this is our final answer. The m and the n cannot be added. These are different or unlike terms. They are unlike terms and you can't add or subtract unlike terms. So just leave them the way they are. You finish simplifying when you present your answer like this. You go on to the next question. It says evaluate 3 squared plus 2 to the power 3 or 2 cubed multiplied by 2 to the power 0. So this is indices. This comes from the topic on indices. Okay. So again, besides that, there is plus and multiplication there. You have to know the law of BODMAS, okay, order of operations. Which one do you start with, the plus or the multiplication? It's supposed to be multiplication. So we start with the multiplication. So I introduce brackets there just to show that I'm starting with the multiplication. So BODMAS starts with brackets, which is which I've introduced brackets just to show that I'm starting with these according to the law of BODMAS. Okay, so I'll start with the multiplication now. 2 to the power 3 times 2 to the power 0. 2 to the power 3 times 2 to the power 0. So when we are multiplying, BODMAS says if the bases, for you to apply the laws of indices, the bases should be the same. So all the bases there, it's 2 and 2. So the powers should be added when you're multiplying. If it's division, you subtract the powers. But here it's multiplication, so we're going to add the powers. So 2 to the power 3 plus 0, we're adding the powers. 3 plus 0 is just 3. Okay, so we have this now. We've reached this stage. 3 to the power 2 plus 2 cubed. Okay, now these numbers have different bases, so you can't add them. They are not like terms. Like terms have the same bases and they have the same powers. They usually express them in terms of letters, especially in algebra. You should remember like terms have the same bases and same powers. If all the letters are the same, that is for like terms, the letters should be the same and they should have the same powers. When you come to numbers, you can only add and subtract them if they have the same powers and bases. These are different. And the best way to do this is just to expand them. That's the best way to deal with numbers. Just expand them. Do not assume anything. Don't do any shortcuts. Just expand them. So 3 to the power 2 is 9. 2 to the power 3 is 8. And 9 plus 8 is 17. So that's your final answer. And you can write the answers, in the spaces provided. Okay, that's why you need to put your answers. Don't just leave them anywhere. Put them in the spaces provided. That's why they want them, because the markers are fast. They have a lot to mark. So they'll need to see your answer quickly and not start looking for your answers. Okay, so this is how you write your answers, express your answers. And like this means you'll have gotten your 2 marks, one for each. Okay, we've come to the end of the lesson. Hope you've learned a number of things and a number of rules. So remember that math is about rules. If you follow them correctly, you get your questions, you get your answers correct. Okay. Come to the end of the lesson, and all the best in your studies.